Hello, everyone. Welcome to Raw, Hard, and Real. I'm here today with a very special guest, Juice. How are you today?
Hey, everyone. I'm great. How are you?
I'm really good, thanks. By the way, I saw you last time you were here in Madrid. It was with Cybergore, if I'm correct, at Maniacs Festival. How was it?
Maniacs, it was Cybergore. I don't remember exactly, but I think so, yeah.
It was May.
What?
It was on May 4th, I think. It was at La Cubierta de Leganés. It wasn't actually like...
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was
great, by the way.
What? Sorry?
It was great.
Yeah, we always love being in Madrid. It was super nice. We didn't know the venue at all, and it was it's pretty good venue. It was super good. Love it. I can't wait to be back in Madrid, actually.
Yeah, you have been here in Madrid twice this year, right? Because I saw you at Fabric, and then like 2 months later, or maybe 1 month later, I saw you at Maniacs.
Yeah, no, maybe even 3 times actually, because I was twice in Fabric, and I think the first time was this year as well. Or maybe it was December of last year or something, but no, maybe I think I've been 3 times already.
Okay, nice. No, no, actually, I love going there. Actually, this weekend I'm going there, and it's probably one of my favorite venues because it's so nice having like all these great artists coming here to Madrid like every month. It's actually pretty good.
You mean Fabric or the other one?
Yeah.
Fabric. I meant like Madrid in general. Love to be there. So
yeah. I mean, the crowd here in Spain, it's really good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Hey, by the way, okay, I'm going to start this by asking you, like, how did you get introduced into hard music? Like, yeah, how did you start it here?
So, if I want to start from the very beginning, at first I was certified hard music hater.
Really?
Yeah. So everybody at my high school was like listening to this, and I was more into psytrance and shit.
Oh,
yeah,
me as well.
And then I don't know exactly, but at the time I was listening to music on Deezl. I know, kind of like cringe. And I don't know how exactly, but I started listening to industrial at first. So it was like Inviteful, Deezl, and yeah, some other artists. I don't think they even exist anymore, but so I started from there, and then gradually kind of like started listening to more genres in general. And it was around the same time as I started producing as well. So naturally, I quickly started to produce articles as well. And then, I went into a lot of different styles. At first, I was doing like not really hardcore, but like hardcore adjacent, like kind of free-party music. And then I tried a bit of everything. And then I started making Frenchcore like really regularly. And then for Frenchcore, I went into a sort of fast tempo, but like pretty weird. And then it's evolved into like a more like a raw inspired tempo, and that's what I was doing with Orion. If people know that, like I had my previous name, and so and then I switched to raw style in 2020.
Okay, so you switched to raw style in 2020, yeah, because I have been listening to all your first tracks
on the Orion.
No. Just on So Juice. Okay. And I thought that, I didn't know actually that you had like a past before So Juice. So for how long have you been producing? Like when you started as Orion, when was it?
I think total it must be like 7 years or something now, 6 or 7 years. I don't really know. And Orion started so my professional career started in 2018. And so roughly 2-3 years ago, I switched.
Okay, because I was actually quite impressed by your first tracks as So Juice. Because I was like, oh my God, this is really good quality for being his first songs. Yeah, and it's great because actually you have a sound that has evolved, but it's still very true to its beginning. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like, I see other artists that have been switching or changing their sound through the time. But in these 4 years, your sound is, I mean, it has been a lot better, but still it was really good at the beginning, and it's still like the same vibe.
Yeah, obviously I try to, it's not really I try, just like a particular taste probably in the way to produce as well. So I think it just naturally comes different. But yeah, I try not to follow trends too much.
Yeah, that's great.
But at Gearbox, we all have a pretty like unique identities, and so it's natural to evolve. But we all have we all stick to ourselves in general.
Yeah. And by the way, I wanted to ask you, well, you're from France, right?
Indeed.
And how is the scene right there? I mean, because I haven't heard much about hardstyle events or hard events at all in France.
So the scene in France used to be pretty big, like before COVID, like a few years before COVID, especially in Lyon. It was kind of the capital of art in France. I don't know if everybody's going to agree with that, but like from the perspective of being Lyon, it's what it felt like. At some point, we had like crazy lineups every weekend in clubs. Like you had like 3 clubs, and all of them, the lineups was like, I don't know, like Entitled, that Weekers, the Saturn, Delete, something like that. And like every weekend in every club. And I think, unfortunately, like it was a bit too much for the scene. Like people started getting too like spoiled almost, and then it was super hard to make lineups that impress them, because like they was like, we can just go to any party, and then there was like maybe also a bit of elitism. People were like, it was like, if you do a lineup for like multiple styles, people will be like, oh yeah, but I only want to listen to raw style, or only want to listen to early, so I'm not gonna go. And then if you do a party with only raw style or early or Frenchcore, then it'll be, no, it's not the real Frenchcore. It's the, you know. So there was always excuses, and I think it kind of killed the scene a bit. I know a lot of like just organizers and organizations just died because they couldn't afford to do parties anymore, because it was hard to sell tickets. And I think especially COVID was like the last nail in the coffin. And now the scene is slowly recovering. We have a couple of organizers for good parties now in Lyon. Outside of Lyon, I think the art scene has been a bit steady. It didn't really suffer too much from COVID, like maybe not as much as in Lyon. And yeah, there are some parties sometimes, like in the big cities like Bordeaux, Toulouse, even Normandy, Nantes, Paris, obviously, but Paris is a bit different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going all right. We have a couple of festivals as well, but with like the law wise, it's always hard to organize them. Like a lot of them get cancelled by the government and shit. But I mean, it's okay, but it's not what it used to be. I think even in terms of artists, you don't really hear about French artists so much, and usually when you do, they just leave the country, like when they did, like his style.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a lot easier to make yourself a spot in the scene if you go to the Netherlands, right?
Yeah, obviously. Like even like I don't know, like but like even take Germany for instance. Like there's a lot of artists from Germany, but them living to the Netherlands doesn't really kill the scene in Germany. Like the scene is fine, but in France, when like you have a big name that's leaving, it's a bit hard because the thing is like in France, for the budgets you have for Netherlands or even Spain or Germany or anything, you can't promoters can't afford these budgets in France. So if they want to book a big artist, they're gonna lose money. So what they do is they book local artists, but it's cool, but you don't really sell to get out with that. So in the end, whatever you do, you don't really sell money. So artists living in France, once they are big, because still in France, I guess you're still like you still friends with promoter and shit. So it's probably still affordable, and it brings a lot of people because since they are from France, they bring exponentially more people in France in particular. But by them leaving, you can I think it hurts the scene a bit, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I get it. And what you were saying before about the lineups, I kind of feel that kind of happens a lot, or I'm afraid that that's going to happen here in Madrid, for example, because sometimes I can see like the same artists coming here like multiple times, like at least 6 or 7 times a year, and when you see that, if you get used to these names, then it's you start to, you don't feel attracted to going to this kind of events or to go to see this artist, because you get used to it. And if it's like a more rare, I mean, not rare, but if you get to see him maybe, I don't know, once or twice a year, I think it's okay. I think that's like a good amount to get your hype up and go like, okay, I want to see this DJ.
Sure, but also I feel like the vibe, the way the Spanish world, the way they view the scene is a bit different from France. Maybe it's just because I'm an artist, so maybe that's true, but they're always super nice to me. But like in France, people are only there to complain about anything, even about the things they like. They are just here to complain. And so it feels a bit different for me in Spain. Like I feel that people don't really care. They just go to a party. They don't even necessarily know the lineup. They're there to have fun.
Oh, that's true.
So, whereas in France, and that's why I said earlier that Paris is different because it's exactly the same in Paris. In Paris, you can do anything on the lineup, like styles that don't go together at all. People are just going because they want to have fun. But Leo was kind of getting elitistic a bit. The people were like, but if it's not Orgel Feast from 2012 to the first 2 months of 2013, I'm not going to listen to it and better not play this track, It was like super, everybody wanted to see exactly this thing, and if it's not that, they complain that they don't want to sell tickets. And I think that for me, the Spanish crowd and scene feels different. So I'm not sure you should be worried about. If anything, you should book me more often.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because when you say that 2 or 3 times a year, it's probably enough. It was like
I have been
only 3 times this year. So yeah, don't worry about it. If any promoters listen, cover your ears right now.
You should book Sojuice. No. But I mean, I didn't want to say it like that, but like. I don't know. It happens sometimes when you get to see an artist. Like a lot of times, it loses the like that magic when you go to.
No.
It depends also.
I tell you, real.
Yeah, because for example, I'm not gonna go to every show that maybe my favorite artist is doing if it's gonna be every month. Because you get used.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
except if it's you,
that's why I was.
Then I will go. Then I'm going every time.
Obviously, I get it, but also but I just feel like the crowd in Spain doesn't really necessarily care or look too much at the lineup.
That's true.
And also, I've only mostly been booked in like the big venues in Madrid, but like when you do a Fabric, you have like 4 scenes with a lot of different artists. In the end, even if it's mostly the same lineup, it's so big, there is only something for everybody, It feels like they take less risk like that. Also, just the name Fabric sells. Whereas in France, it was like mostly like little clubs. And the fact that it's multiple clubs at the same time, they all fuck each other because they divide the crowd every time, and they're always trying to counter each other's parties, Whereas in Spain, it's just like Fabric does something. It's like 5 scenes, and it's only basically that Fabric. So then people are gonna go just because it's Fabric. So I feel like they're taking less risk.
Yeah,
but obviously I don't know all the clubs, so probably it can hurt the scenes like on the smaller clubs. That for sure, but I don't really know the scene in Spain.
No, but you're correct actually, because for example, every time that I go to Fabric, I always miss some artists that I want to see.
Yeah.
Because since they're playing at the same time, and at least you have like 3 or 4 stages, it's hard to keep up and see all the artists you wanted. So actually, I mean that's good. And here you have some events, like for example, Maniacs, the one that you played at Cybergore.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are events. They're not like clubs like Fabric that do this kind of events. So I think that what I said, it's not really going to happen because we don't have this kind of huge events like the ones that happen in Fabric, unless it's Fabric.
Yeah, it's actually that could be a problem too, because when clubs start having a better lineup that events can have the events, So what I say is like maybe the problem is Fabric, not Fabric, but like the Fabric model of like business, Like if you do stuff like that, you're gonna choke the rest of the clubs, to the scene. Because why would you go anywhere else?
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, I don't know any clubs or any like organizer, etc. So maybe it's actually hard for them. Because Fabric is doing good, but because it's Fabric, maybe it's problem. Nothing bad against Fabric. Like I mean, just like as a business model, maybe they are the only one who can keep up with that.
Actually, what I have thought a lot of times is that if you see the lineups at Fabric, they are really amazing. And it's like, I don't know how they can pay for all these artists. And then you think about, they don't have to pay for the venue because they own the venue. So that's a problem. That's actually something, as you said, against the other organizers, because they have to pay a venue and they have to, to invest a lot of more money than Fabric. So that may be a downside for the organizers, but still, I think that there's enough crowd for all of these events. And actually, I think that they try not to compete. Like if they know that, for example, Fabric has an event just like once a month. So maybe another one is doing another event. And I think that they don't bring even the same artist. Like if on this month there was, I don't know, if you were playing at Fabric, then you're not going to be playing like 2 weeks later. I mean, it can happen, but I think that it's not common.
You're correct. That's what I've heard, and that's good because like here in France, they basically try to fuck each other. Nobody goes anywhere. Yeah, and then maybe this party you're fucking, but then 6 months you have to close the organizer as well because they fucked you on the next party.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I mean it happens. But
Yeah,
okay, no.
Yeah, I was about to say also they have their own hotel as well, right? They have
I'm sorry, what?
They have their own hotel, like the Fabric Hotel.
Yeah, they do. they have everything.
Still less money to pay the deal.
Yeah, exactly, because they don't even have to pay for. Yeah, I mean, they thought about everything. They are really good. They have a really good business model because they can host the artists. They can have they have their own hotel. They have the venue. They have everything. It's like they just have to pay the flights and I mean the money for the artists.
Yeah, the driver and stuff. Yeah, but still, also just the name. Like even if there is something, they don't even put the lineup online. Project people will still go.
But what? I didn't understand.
I mean, also just the name. Even if they put an event and they don't even release the lineup, people will probably still go.
That's for sure. For example, there's gonna be this weekend a festival which is Nexus, and at the beginning, I think they started selling tickets without you even knowing the lineup. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know that it's going to be amazing. I don't even care. Like I would go every time.
Yeah, same. If I was close, I would go every time. So
yeah, someday you should come as a guest, just on this guys.
Free weekends.
Yeah, I doubt that you have a free weekend. By the way, how have you been feeling like all this success that has come on these past few years?
Well, pretty good. What do you mean exactly? In what aspect? What
has been changing? Yeah, like what has been changing in your life? For example,
when I was doing a tempo, it was pretty tough for the bookings. That was one of the reasons I stopped. And yeah, when joining Gearbox quickly, like after probably a year or something, it was like starting to have like a lot of success. And yeah, it really changed. It changes your rhythm of life. Like I know almost every weekend I have a booking, so you get into this kind of routine. And yeah, so one good aspect, lots more money, but way less time. And it's not even about time; it's also focus. Like if you want to work on music, for me at least, you need to get into the zone, and you need to have nothing else to worry about, and just you need to focus entirely on that. And just the fact that the day before the party, I need to prepare the party. Then I take the plane, I go to the party. The next day, I travel back, and then I need maybe one more day to just get back some sleep, recover from hangover or anything. And then you as well, you need to go to groceries, like all the stuff you didn't do on the weekend. And then basically you have 2 days to work on music. And, it's kind of hard because you don't have if I had once I get into the zone, it starts of gets the ball rolling, and then I can really get a lot of more work the longer I stay focused. And so for me recently, it has been really quite harder to produce and do anything I need to do because I'm always doing something else. I always have deadlines and and it's also a bit hard just even to get inspiration because you feel like you have to do it and you don't really have time for passion projects anymore. Like if tomorrow I have an idea for a track, I can do it because I need 2 covers. I need to do cover for the Cybergore album. I need to finish the master on this. I need to finish those 5 that I've started. Then the Death Cloud coming. I need to prepare the tracks for Death Cloud. I need to do this. And then I don't have time to work on the music I want to work on. So that's a bit difficult, but also it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain of having more bookings. But when you start a newcomer, you choose this time make good use of this time. Even to learn new things. Like when I was in sound technician school, they were like all these plugins we can show you, or all the plugins even you find now. Just use them now, play with them now, and try them now because once you're in the music production industry, you won't have time to try anything. And I was like, no, I'm sure I'm gonna have time to try some new VSTs. No, I don't. Anything that's new and released, like even new sample packs of shit, I barely have time to even check it out because you're always in a rush. So you basically always resort to the things you know. And so it's pretty hard to discover new things or even like to reinvent yourself. Like, when I look back on tracks, obviously the quality went up, but some things I could have like the some of the creativity, it's a bit different. Also, so yeah, some of the creativity left. Yeah, and just in general, you cannot disconnect from the scene. Yeah, I know I can't really listen to raw style at all anymore. Before, obviously, I was like a huge raw style fan.
Okay,
that's why I started. But once you see the behind of the scene and how the sausage is made, you kind of lose the magic, which is also fine. But sometimes it's a bit hard to find inspiration because I used to find inspiration a lot from other genre. Obviously, you can hear that in my style, but even that, I still do it, but I try not to overdo it because now that I'm a bit bigger, it's not really what most people want to hear at the festival. Maybe the training will come back, but no, it's like more about the drive and shit. All those crazy elements, it can break the immersion for some people or break the energy of the sets. And even me, I feel it now. Like the scene has gotten more and more fast in Explorer in general. So it's hard to find inspiration, when you can't really get inspiration from the genre you're working on. So sometimes I feel a bit like, I don't know what to do, but yeah, it always comes back, of course. But yeah, so I think, so yeah, basically the main thing is like producing is a bit harder now when you have a lot of booking, but yeah, more money.
Wow. I mean, it's gonna be really tough, like changing the way that you used to do things, right? Because first, when you start producing, you have like all this time, all this creativity flowing, and you can just produce as long as you want. And that's what I see with the newcomers, the new artists that are on the scene. Like they have all this time. I mean, if they are not on a job, like working or something, right? But they do have like all this creativity, all these songs coming, and they are really excited about this. And then when you have this success, it's like, okay, now you don't have time. So you have to stick with what you know.
Exactly. And also way more pressure. Like when you start, if you do a track and it's shit, nobody's going to listen to it. It doesn't matter. Yeah. And yeah, you don't have a name. No, if you release something, you really have the pressure of like, you need to do better than the last time. And so every time it's harder because when you're there, it's easy to do better. But then you kind of have the pressure, I need to release hits. And I need to keep the ball running, the hype growing, because if you do too many fails in a row, then the hype stops and people kind of like see you as the guy that they don't like. They just won't listen anymore. And then kind of, obviously, it's not as dramatic as that. You can take a time off, and like focus on marketing later to rebuild the hype. But it's not as there's basically no consequences to what you release when you come. You can only go up, but the higher you go, it becomes more like not dangerous, but harder. And I'm not even like I'm probably the smallest one on Gearbox or one of the smallest ones, so it's not even much of a concern for me now. But I kind of start to feel it coming, like the pressure.
Okay, I have a lot of things. I have a lot of notes that I want to ask you about what you have said. First, I would like to know how has been your experience in Gearbox? Because, for example, I want to say something first, but I see that Gearbox is kind of like a family. Like, I don't know, I can feel like that kind of vibe with all the artists that are working there.
Yeah, honestly, it feels super cliche to say, oh, my label is like a family. That's like every other label will say that. Hyperbolic. You guys are not a family. You are just good friends with your coworker. Us is very different. Like, we are actually very good friends, and there is like a very good environment because not only the DJs, like the artists, we are well together, but the management, we are super close to our management, super good friends with them, and they are like very like chill practice in terms of business. We can basically do whatever we want. I don't know what exactly I'm about to say about this. Like maybe it's confidential, but yeah, we have like zero stress or pressure on anything. Not even deadlines or. Obviously, there's deadlines, but there won't be any consequences. They always try to help us, even financially, if we have issues or anything. Like it's such a good vibe. Yeah. Obviously, we are, and the artists as well. Like we have a good roster. When we recruit someone in the label, the first thing you need to check is like, are you fitting with the group? And even if you have the best music in the scene, you have the best hype in the scene, you won't get at Gearbox if you don't fit with us. That's the first thing we check. So that's why we can cultivate this kind of environment when we go really well with each other. And also, I think musically wise, we always try to get props to Phil. We always get, you always get the best artists. And so, yeah, the simple fact that we like each other, music, we inspire each other. And, yeah. So honestly, I couldn't even dream of a better label. Like, yeah. Gearbox rules.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. I know it does. And I can tell, like, I think that people can tell that, it's not something that you just have, I don't know, like you have that vibe. Like all the artists from Gearbox have that vibe. And by the way, who are your best friends in Gearbox?
Honestly, obviously, Joel, we have a special relationship because he's the oldest one I know from the whole scene. And we do Cybergore. It's one of my closest friends. We talk almost every day since years. But yeah, I really love all of them. Management included. Love all of them.
By the way, how did you come up with Cybergore?
Yeah, the basic idea at first, it was like, everybody, obviously when you're in extra, you have to make a live act, a classic part. Yeah. But for us, it was a bit early still. At the time, especially before Cybergore, we were like really way smaller. Cybergore really had just to grow. So the idea of making live acts was not something we'll consider until maybe 2 years from now.
Okay.
But then I think it was especially after the event we played in Mexico. We did a Gearbox hosting, and then they were like considering
Dreamfields. It was in Dreamfields, right?
They were like exactly. They were not considering to book us again to do another hosting, but would have been the same lineup. And so that's interesting because it's the same label. Yeah. So Phil was very small. Kind of started to have the idea of what if everyone's doing live acts between each other. Then you can artificially create like more artists on the label, and it's interesting for everybody. Like more variety for the public. And also we can market them as more exclusive, so it will make both more money for us and just more interesting opportunities, bigger stages. Yeah. And yeah, even musically wise, And so yeah, that's kind of what he pitched that to everybody, and then you see like a jackpot, the future Cybergore, the live act that was planned with Lucas, Unfro, and Eclipta. I think most of these come at least partly from Phil's idea to like renew the label by making labels. Yeah, at first we wanted to do it with Fro, Lucas, but we couldn't really find a concept, Like, I really like to work with Lucas. I really like Lucas, but I don't know, at this time we couldn't just find an idea that worked for us. And then, we thought of Joel, like I think all three of us, Phil, Joel, and myself, it just came naturally because like we might not always have like the best workflow with Joel. We are really close, so when we work together, we can get like very I don't know, let's say that like rude,
Okay.
If you send me something not totally perfect, I was, Joel, it's shit, kill yourself. No. I'm exaggerating, but so we don't have. Sometimes working can be like tough, but as on the flip side, we really like vibe on like a lot of things, like especially the aesthetic. I think Cybergore has one of the strongest aesthetic in the both in sound design and like the visuals in the whole scene. Like I think it's very concept focused. It's not just like a live act and just like a random track. We have like already like a drive in terms of aesthetic. And yeah, I think probably could have only been done with Joel because we can really communicate and we know like we really like directly vibe on this. So yeah, I don't know. We started talking about it, and probably in like one day we had the whole concept planned, and then it went from there. Yeah, massive success. We love doing it, and even at some point we were like, so regularly we have like some periods when we have to work on Cybergore, like a lot of new tracks in a row, and then when we go back to solo project, I don't know what to do like so just music anymore. I just been working on for months. So yeah, we love it, and yeah, I think probably if I could do Cybergore full time, maybe I'll do it. Like I really enjoy doing it. And yeah, and also it has been very interesting even for my solo project, because now if I want to do something like super hard, metal inspired, like artist kicks, I can do that on Cybergore. And now for social solo, like I feel more like confident into doing softer stuff. Before, when I only started just solo, I was trying to be like the hardest possible, And now I can more experiment new stuff that's not necessarily the artist, and maybe some will say more commercial stuff or anything. It gives me more breathing room on Suggest Solo because I know that if people want something hard, they can just listen to Cybergore.
Okay. And how do you find the time to work on this project? For example, do you actually say or talk with Deezl and say like, hey, we need to work on some music for the project, or does it just come naturally, or how do you work that?
It's exactly what happens. Usually we say, okay, we have this big Cybergore dates. For instance, the next one is Supercharged. We're going to do a special set. I don't know if I can announce.
Okay, if you cannot, just let me know.
I don't know. We're going to do a special set.
Okay.
Take of that what you will. And so we are like, okay, Supercharged is in 2-3 months. Let's take 1.5 months to finish all of the solo music so we have enough to release when we're working on Cybergore. And then let's work for 1.5 months on Cybergore. And then what happens is we don't work on Cybergore for 3 months. And the last 2 weeks, we're like, fuck, we're so late. And then we work on Cybergore, and then because we are so stressed, we get super upset at each other, and then we hate it. Then we play Cybergore, and it's great. And we're like, oh, we killed it. Let's go. Let's do that again next time. I think it's gonna be fun. Yeah, basically we quite regularly work on it. We always try to regularly have a new tracks, because when you play Cybergore a lot, it's basically the same set because it's a live act. It's like kind of showcasing an album. So if you go to see 2 Cybergore sets in a row, it's gonna be the same. But since we play once in Germany, once in Netherlands, it's fine. It works. And regularly we add new tracks. We try always to rotate them. At first we only played Cybergore solos, but we had so many bookings last year with Cybergore that it wasn't possible to make new variety in the set with only playing Cybergore tracks. So we started using like our own edits or even new tracks. Just anything that fit the vibe, just for the sake of adding new stuff. So it was like not too boring for the public. I know in the Netherlands, a lot of people see all the Cybergore. If we play the same thing every time, it would be super annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, we try to do some stuff regularly, but when we have a big important booking, a big special bookings, we actually plan something like, yeah, we're gonna do this.
Okay. And by the way, how do you feel about doing collabs with other artists? Do you like doing them? I mean, I think that this is just my point of view, but it makes you grow as an artist, right? Because you get to find new sounds and, I don't know, experience other kind of genres.
I love it. I love it, especially with the Gearbox guys. It's always super easy to work with them. I think not only you grow as an artist, like you grow also as an artist in terms of numbers, because you basically cross your listeners on Spotify,
Yeah.
And also, you can exchange technique, but honestly, we mostly work by stems, so you don't really see the other working, so not that much. But I think it's most importantly, it builds a really strong a community. All of us at Gearbox, we really liked each other. When we met each other, we don't really knew each other, but by working a lot together, then it means when we play the track, we go on stage, and I think it really helps everybody bonding. So that's the most important. And I think it's just fun. And also when you do an extra, we basically release one track every month around this. So that's a lot of tracks. And collabs just help keeping it interesting. Otherwise you at some point you start releasing the same track again and again. Collabs really help with come up with new songs, new concepts. It's always
And what do you think about the way that you have to? Well, it's not the way that you have to, but that you need to release a song I don't know, every month, every 2 months to keep up with the being in the mind of the people.
I know for a lot of artists it's very hard, but if you don't want to do it, you don't really have to. It's just I know a lot of people don't really follow this. I think on the Rex Nick, he doesn't really release a lot, but it still works for him. I think it depends also on how you educate the public with that. Probably if your public expects a track every month and you start with physical every month for them. But for me, I really like it. I have too many tracks. I need to get them out. I'm totally fine with that. The only thing is because I do my own artworks, sometimes it can be a bit hard with the technique.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
But besides this,
from the label perspective, do they tell you hey, you need to at least get out, I don't know, 5 songs this year, or or you're completely free to release as many as you want?
I wouldn't know because I'm already on the maximum frequency.
Okay.
But I guess if I stop releasing for a year, yeah, they're gonna be
like, hey, you have to release something.
yeah. Phil always jokes about even you're not. If anything, you're not releasing enough because like for them, especially in the TikTok era, you should be releasing one track every day. But obviously it's not possible. But yeah, I don't think if you don't release enough, they're gonna push you for sure. Like, but it's more like for your own good, like for your own career. It's not really like demanding. You need to release. It's more like it will be good for you if you release.
Yeah.
So yeah, especially at Gearbox, I don't think it's a problem. I know a lot of labels have quotas. You need to release at least this.
Okay. And what do you enjoy the most nowadays? Like after this success that you have had, like what is the thing that you enjoy the most about being a DJ or an artist?
Honestly, yeah, like a lot of things. Like obviously having a lot of bookings and partying a lot. I think good bookings is super cool, but I think it's more like I feel like I belong in the scene kind of. At first I was like one of the latest one to enter Gearbox, so like nobody really knew me, like even when the other DJs or anything. And I don't know, I'm not really the outgoing type. I don't really go to meet people and shit. So, but now I feel like I feel like I belong kind of in the scene in general. Like, I don't know. It feels good,
And the thing that you dislike the most?
Yeah, like I said, like, just the way having bookings every weekend breaks your rhythm, your work rhythm, kind of.
Okay.
You can't do anything about it. So it's just hard to really work on music. Like now, if I look, for instance, at Supercharge, we have like the special Cybergore set, and so just live, it's 1.5 months. If it was 3 years ago, would that be more than? And now I look at those months and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. Like because every weekend it's like almost 4 days less in a week. So it's basically more than it's. Basically, I have those 1.5 months in working days. It's just like half a month.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, that's true.
So, and then, so that's a bit difficult.
And for example, what about after the summer schedule? Because I know that the summer schedule is really tight for all the artists. But after that, do you get like, I don't know, some time to really have, I don't know, some free time, some spare time to do more stuff that you would like?
There's no summer schedule or anything because summer schedule is just like festival seasons, but then you'll talk to club seasons, and it's as many bookings, if not more.
Whoa!
The only thing about summer season is like you usually have a bit less bookings because people don't really throw parties or as much club parties when there was big festivals, and big festivals try to space a bit each other, so they don't clash. So you have less bookings, but the bookings are more important. Like for an Intel or Defcon, you need to come up with new tracks. So you have way more, you have way more pressure on the deadlines and bringing new stuff. But you are probably less than during winter. Winter, you are like with the club seasons, it really goes crazy. Well, you can have like 2-3 every weekend. Not really though. But
wow, I didn't know that.
What we try to do now is like maybe take less bookings and higher fees, so you can have more time to work, because even like doing 3 bookings in one weekend is super exhausting. And even like, let's say you miss the plane, it can get super messy.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the worst parts about like having three dates on the same weekend. It's like something can happen, and then, as you said, you can miss a flight, and then you cannot attend one of the gigs, and everything can be really messed up.
It feels good when it goes well, like because it's a super intense weekend. You do a lot of stuff. It's it can very easily go wrong.
Yeah. And by the way, do you like to party after your events after when you play?
Yeah. Usually, we come a bit early. We stay often till the end.
Okay, nice. Okay, Orion, right now I'm gonna ask you some questions that I think that I need to ask you. Those might be, like usual questions, but I would like to know why the name So Juice.
Okay, so there is a story here. Let me find it. So we posted it a while ago on Gearbox. On the Gearbox page, we posted a screenshot. It's been a while, so I need to find it back. I can say directly. It was a conversation with Deezl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I found it back. I don't know if you can see shit because the camera. Oh, I don't. It's pointless. If you want to find it, It's the post on Gearbox Digital from 29th of January 2021. It's this picture. It's for the release of a first collab. And if you swipe, it's going to be a chat between me and Deezl, and that's the secret. So everybody gets some engagement on Gearbox. Yeah, so basically what he said was like, I was looking for a DJ name, and then he said, I want to eat your ass. And I was like, yeah, I want to eat my ass too. And he answered so juice, which doesn't mean anything. And I was, yeah, that actually could make a good DJ name. And he said, okay, let's do this. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. So I actually did it, and that's all.
Okay, that's a good story, actually. Yeah. Okay, now I want to ask you, which has been your favorite event to play at?
Honestly, if you asked this question like 2 years ago, I could have made like a ranking, but now I feel like every party is my favorite, so it's very hard to rank. Like I probably forgot even the half of them. All of them are so good. To be honest, now it's super difficult because there was like so many aspects. Sometimes it's a great crowd. Sometimes just a super good party in general. Sometimes you have a lot of fun backstage. You know, a lot of things happen like on different aspects, but probably the one that comes to mind was like maybe Rebellion last year with Cybergore. It was probably the most successful Cybergore set. Like the crowd was insane. If you can check on our page, you can still see the Cybergore post. If you check the videos, the crowd is like, it was legendary. Probably the best crowd we ever had. And yeah, so this comes to mind, but honestly, I had so many bookings. When after the bookings, I was like, yeah, wow, that was the best booking. But like, wow, 30 of this. So I can't really tell you. All of them are really good. Okay, yeah, I get it. And some memorable experience that you have had in any event? I don't know, some fun stuff that happened? Honestly, it's so hard to tell. Like there's so much stuff, and like, do you remember like earlier you told me about Maniacs, and it took me 1 minute to recall. It was like 2 months ago. Like when you do that many bookings, it's super hard to recollect them. You know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I get it.
If I looked in my calendar and I look back at every booking, I could probably come up with something. But like just all of my head right now, it's very hard.
How many bookings do you usually have per month?
I say 4 to 5.
Okay, yeah.
Give or take 2.
It's kind of tough. Yeah, it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you enjoy more, producing or performing?
I'd say back in the days it was really producing. Like I used to spend an enormous time on producing, but like I told you, it's not really possible. And for me, like I said, it's really once I get into the focus, I start really get into the zone and flow state kind of. But no, I don't. I have way less time to do that. So even when I produce, I am not at my capacity like I used to be. Like back in the days, I could spend like 1 week not going outside, just producing 15 hours a day, every day, only doing that, and then you can really get deep into it. But now it's even rare if I get 2-3 days in a row where I can really produce a lot. So I think if I had the time, it would be producing again. But now it's really more the performing. And even we produce, especially for X4, it's very like a dance floor oriented style. Like catchy stuff, a lot of shock factor. So even when I produce, I still think about when I play the track at the party. So even through producing, it's still like performing. That's the best, I think.
And by the way, how many unreleased songs do you still have?
Well, the Cybergore album is 15. And
15?
then, yep. And then I have probably between collabs and solos, maybe like a dozen. So about 25 songs.
Oh, wow. And how long do you think that's going to take to be out, to be released?
Some months. But Cybergore album is coming. So once that's out of the way, so it's going to be like already 15 songs. No, actually, it's not exactly 15 because there's going to be all of the solo like singles we released. So about 4 or 5. So it's probably about more like 10 new songs.
Which festival has been your favorite one, but not as a performer, as a guest?
So I'd say my very first festival was DEFCON 2017, and I think it's still the best. When I came there, I used to hate art style, like the regular art style, like the melodic thing. Okay. And then I went to the Blue, and just the atmosphere, was so good that after that I loved art style, like very cheesy, commercial, mainstream art style. I used to love it just because of DEFCON 2017, and it was also like the beginning, like kind of the golden era of the previous generation of Gearbox. So we had the Rebellion live on the Blue. We had Aggressive Acts. We had Rebellion versus Roller on the Indigo. There was like a lot of crazy stuff. And yeah, because it was my first party as well, I was just like, stars in the eye, like super, like it was so good. And then Cubase come to mind. Cubase 2018. Where Rebellion played Revolution. I don't know if you remember this. You don't?
No, I actually started listening to hardstyle on 2018. Because I used to live in Mexico and then I moved to Spain in 2018, and it was when I get to know all the hard music.
So yeah, the previous live act of Rebellion, which a lot of people don't like, for me was probably my best experience at a set. Like it was like really mind blowing. Yeah, so that was one as well. But I didn't do a lot of festivals, to be honest. I probably did 4 or 5 festivals as public.
Okay. Well, I think that's more than me, so it's still a good amount. I have just gone to DEFCON 1, Deezl, and I have been to Tomorrowland, but I don't know. That doesn't count because it's not only hardstyle. But yeah, I think that's all that I have.
I meant like 4 editions. Like I've been to DEFCON twice, Cubase once, and Supremacy, and that's it.
Okay, for me it's DEFCON 1 time, Deezl 1 time.
Okay.
And this year I'm coming to DEFCON.
Yeah, but you went to Tomorrowland. All the fact that doesn't count. It's the biggest one.
And I have been 3 times to Tomorrowland.
Yeah, if anything, it counts for 2. So
Okay, then you won.
Yeah,
And okay, now I want to change the same question, but now as a performer, which has been your favorite one?
Well, same answer as last time. I don't know. It was it's too hard to choose. Like DEFCON on the Blue was my first DEFCON as an artist, and we did the Gearbox hosting on the Blue. That was insane. Like I said, Rebellion last year, and yeah, there's so many more festivals in particular. It's always so good. Like I couldn't really tell you, like even Intense last year. This year was good, but I think I prefer last year. But even this year, like I think it was honest, maybe even better this year. But I'm like so used to performing now that the threshold at which it shocks me, is getting higher. But yeah, it's always super good, honestly. Especially when we have like the whole Gearbox crew. It's always such a vibe, Oh no, actually, I totally forgot the Gearbox events. Yeah, so yeah. Pole position last year are crazy. All of them. All the Gearbox events. Come to Gearbox events. Buy your tickets for supercharged.
Yeah. By the way, how was Intense? Because I saw that it was going to be like completely underwater, but then it kind of calmed down.
We were really scared, but quickly they issued a statement that it was going to be fine. It was just going to be problematic for the camping, but I think in the end they kind of managed anyway. I think the day which was the worst was Friday, and it didn't come Friday, so that was good. Saturday was fine, and Sunday was honestly pretty sunny.
Oh, then it was good. Which festival has the better treatment or the best treatment for the artists? Like the festival that you say, oh my god, I feel like a true, like a real, I don't know, artist. Like you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I guess the most like welcoming.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably, well, the Gearbox events for us, usually, it's at home.
Yeah.
But then I think it's probably Rebirth. Yeah, when you ask one of the best festivals, I remember, like, not really performance-wise, but we had so much fun as a group. Rebirth this year was super good. Or maybe because it's like the first one of the season, so when you go back to Rebirth, it's like, it feels so good to be back in the festival season. But yeah, usually Rebirth treats us really good. You have like a good artist lounge. It's like just so convenient for anything,
What do you usually request on your rider for a gig?
I don't know. We have I have vodka, Sprite, Red Bull, and I just added Blue Powerade.
What is that?
Blue Powerade. Powerade.
Powerade?
Maybe it makes sense.
Oh, Powerade. Yeah.
Yeah, I just added
okay.
this.
Why is that? Because if you're hungover?
No. I was like, so I was in the car for working in Germany, and then I was like, I had like a Powerade craving, like during the car, like for no reason. Like we had 1 hour drive, and I was like, fuck, I really want a Powerade. And then thinking about it, it made it worse. And I arrived at the booking, and they actually had Powerade, which nobody has that. And I was like, wow, that's so good. I should just put it on the radar. I can put anything I want. And yeah, sometimes, so I don't always drink. And if I don't, probably just like a good alternative. So yeah, I was like, fuck it, let's put it on the radar. No, nothing too crazy. Yeah, it's not a sick mode radar.
And what? It's not like what?
Sick mode radar.
Why? His radar is crazy?
Yeah, he has a crazy radar.
Oh my god, please. If you know something at least.
I don't know I don't know what I'm supposed to say, or if I'm going to say something wrong, because I know he changed it, but he has like for instance, like Pokemon boosters, Hot Wheel cars. At some point he had like ice cubes, but like with filtered water or something, like a special type of water, and a long list of all stuff. But I don't know how accurate it is. Like just like I saw it one time on like a 500 millimeters or something. But yeah, props to him. Big respect. I love this rider, and I can't wait to be as big so I can ask for the same thing.
Oh my god, yeah, but it's something to be expected from Sigmund. I think, at least from my point of view, like some funny stuff.
I love that he has that. I'm just sorry for the organism who have to find what his cars.
Yeah, but love that.
Yeah. It's always funny, the crazy riders, but yeah, I think usually bigger artists they just ask crazy shit. Like I've heard some artists like ask for like lobster or shit like that, like super expensive shit. But yeah, I think in Gearbox in general we have like pretty simple rider.
Nice. And you're not a beer guy, or do you like beer?
Oh no, I hate beer.
You hate beer?
Yeah, I hate it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that's really, really sad.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna cry for a little while.
I started drinking alcohol pretty late, like I think around 20 or something. So my palate is not really like a big man palate, I have a little baby palate, trained. And it needs to be like very low alcohol, very sweet, always a cafe drink.
Oh my god.
And I only drink at parties. I will never drink a beer, like at the bar after a long day or something, or while eating or anything. For me, it's just a party.
Okay. I mean, for me, it's not, I would never drink a beer just like, I don't know, hanging here or watching a football game or whatever. No. Yeah. But if I'm eating outside, I would always order a beer. Because I don't know.
Yeah. I literally cannot drink alcohol if I'm eating. It just like disgusts me.
Okay. But two separate worlds. Yeah, I know. Because my girlfriend is the same. She cannot have anything to drink.
Crazy.
Yeah. No.
You are the minority there. 2 against 1. You're the weirdo.
Yeah, exactly. No. Because when you go to a restaurant and you see all the people with their beers, then you say, or the wine.
Yeah, the wine.
It's also Spain. Yeah, but in France, like everyone is also drinking wine.
Well, to restaurant, everybody's going to order a wine and we're going to be like, give me your finest iced tea.
Okay. I want to ask you, this is a good question. Well, it's more kind of an advice, but I would like you to give an advice to those newcomer artists that are starting their careers on the hard scene. What would you recommend them? Like, what would it be like the best advice that you could give them?
I have a few.
Nice.
First of all, I think you should reference a lot. And when I say reference, it's not copying. I don't know, recently it felt like it's becoming super easy to produce because you see all those TikToks, of newcomers who really like catch on the trends, and basically they do like not really copycats, but like not super original. And I think you should totally like reference a lot, like so taking tracks, like professional tracks in your DAW and like analyze them, really like not only listen to them, but check the frequency content, the shape of the EQ, the stereo image, everything, like the mix down, the structure, the arrangements. You really analyze everything, and once you have all this information about how professionals make their music, you can like just use the data to make your own song. But the point is not to copy, or if you try to just do it by yourself and like just try things unless it sounds professional, you're gonna have to try everything. You have some information out there on how to be professional, and if you want to do it like efficiently, it's you should really like if you don't want to get to the standards of the scene, I think you should really reference it. So that's a thing. And also more generally, like have your own sound. It's very cliche to say that, but especially now, if it's like a lot of newcomers, it's just sound like your host, but like in a very like similar to a bit too similar way, I think have your own sound. Also, probably get spliced. It's a website where you can get presets.
For samples, right?
Yeah, preset samples, DSTs, probably get spliced. Yeah, and I think learn your DAW also in general. Like a lot of people jump on it and try to produce raw style directly. I think you should like learn how to use the DAW more like generally, and then use the tools. Like it's basically the same thing about referencing. I think you should first learn how to use everything, and then try to use it. If you try to learn how to make raw style at this, I guess you can do it. I know a lot of people with it, but just for me, I don't think it's very efficient. You should just go step by step. Like also career-wise, don't try to like burn steps. Like I think when you see like a lot of artists who like really like skyrockets, like Your Damage comes to mind or stuff like that. Some people can already think, yeah, it's that easy, No, you're not Your Damage. And yeah, so for most people, it takes a while, and also the process is healthy. It takes a while because you're supposed to learn on the way. And if you try to burn steps, first of all, it's going to be very obvious that you're not really doing it for the music. I know a lot of quote-unquote producers where I try to burn steps and just try to be famous, because they want the fame and don't want the music. But yeah, don't be afraid to take the time. So yeah, a lot of people ask about labels, like, oh, can you get into labels? Like I get messages from people saying, yeah, I send my music to a lot of labels, but they are not interested. What can I do? And the answer is like, there's literally no secrets. Labels want to release their music. That's the only thing they can get music out of. Labels want to release music. Like they are begging for music. So if a labels say no to you, it's not because some kind of mystical reason there's no other reason that the music is not good enough. Like there's no tricks or anything. Just if it was good enough, they will be begging to release the music. So yeah, if it's not enough, if they say no to you or don't answer, just work more. Yeah, it could be also that the label is not taking new artists. Like if you send to an offline or something, I don't know if they will listen.
Yeah, I think that's something that it's really important and that this generation doesn't have is patience. Yeah. Like you need to be really patient and you need to be constant in whatever you do. Yeah, exactly. Like they want everything really, really fast. And it's like, okay, chill. Not everyone is going to do like dual damage and be like a superstar in 1 year because I don't know. Those guys are crazy. I don't know how. Yeah, well, I don't know because their songs are great.
Yeah.
But
it's super good.
Yeah, but that's like, the exception of the rule. Yeah. Like not everyone, and it's like almost impossible to get that kind of success in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, and you can't manufacture it. If you get that kind of success, you have no agency being successful as skyrocketed. So it's pointless to chase it. Just if it happens before you, but you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Okay, Orion, I'm just going to ask you 2 more questions.
Sure.
The first one is, how do you see the future of hardstyle? Thinking about the evolution that it has had on the past few years.
So hardstyle in general, I think it doesn't really exist anymore.
It's a tough. That's not a tough question, but a tough subject. Yeah, because hardstyle for me involves like all the hard genres that don't fall into hardcore.
Yeah,
but
for hardstyle, like actual hardstyle, not for style. Like the old kicks don't really exist anymore. I remember in 2018. Now if you listen to hardstyle, it's only raw kick. But it's like raw kicks. Yeah. It's like raw kicks from 2017. But no, people don't really even notice. The old hardstyle kicks, the bang, 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 doesn't exist anymore.
No.
And I remember 2018. No, I'm not the biggest hardstyle expert, if anything, but the first time I noticed it was like Atmospheres, who was doing back in the days like more like really like melodic stuff. He used a raw style kick in a hardstyle track, and I was like super pissed. I was like, what the fuck is the bullshit? Where the fuck is the raw style kick in my hardstyle track? And I love raw style. Don't get me wrong, but for me it was like 2 separate vibes. I had my redemption, my raw kicks, and I had my atmospheres with my like bang, pitch kicks and melodies. And when they started using raw kicks, I was like super upset. But now, if you listen to any outside artist, it's only going to be raw. And I think it's just moving the frontier, like further. Even the raw style as well is getting more and more extreme. Like if you did what was pretty hard raw style, not extra raw, but like harder raw style, what was harder raw style in 2017 now, you would just be soft hardstyle, So I think that the genre is shifting, and then it's always getting harder and harder. And obviously, what's leading this is Explore, and even us, it's kind of obviously Explore is always evolving. It's what I like about the styles, short trends always changing, and yeah, it also goes generally harder and harder. Like just listen to the kicks now. It's like so extreme. I like it, but also it's a bit concerning in the sense that you can't push it harder indefinitely. At some point, the kicks are not going to sound like anything. And for now, it's fine. I like pushing it the limit myself, But I was just worried that at some point, like you cannot physically. It's not a sustainable evolution, It goes so fast and so extreme. Like if you use the kicks from now, like 2-3 years ago, it would have been unlistenable. The amount of like resonance we put on the kick, like the way even the beat kicks kind of. If you use a beat kicks from nowadays, 3 years ago, it would sound like GBF. It would sound like something ridiculous. And now even those beat kicks, it starts to become too soft. Like people smoke cigarettes when you play them. Nobody cares anymore. And also, Explore what used to be like super experimental, but to make something experimental, you have like less fun to make it hard. And I think the experimentation is getting lost. And now it's mostly about who's the artist, because you can't really have a good reaction from the crowd if it's not at least super giga hard. So so that's a bit concerning in terms of like sustainability, but I think we're gonna be fine. Like Explore is always like reinventing itself, and if not, the genre is probably gonna evolve. You're gonna have like a bunch of artists and a bunch of public, and even if the scene reaches like a glass ceiling, it's gonna probably evolve something else. But yeah, it's kind of pushing the whole scene is always pushing into the direction of being harder. We basically like old art style basically doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it still exists. I don't listen to it anymore, but I feel like it's not at the forefront like it used to be. Like even if I hear art style anthems or anything, it's probably working. Everything I hear that's first of all, I don't hear a lot of art style anymore. Like the focus is mostly on raw, and the few art style I hear, it just sounds like raw style, and I feel like they don't even bother trying to market it as raw style anymore. No, as hard style anymore. No, I feel it's like every artist is just a raw style.
Yeah, you have just said something that I have been thinking for quite some time, and it's that right now I wouldn't know how to describe hardstyle, because for me, as you said, hardstyle has evolved to raw. Because for me, like as you said, like if you hear the kicks, it's raw. Yeah. Even some euphoric artists that keep to to the roots, they also use like raw kicks. So it's kind of weird. I mean, I love them. I love all the music that is done right now. But it's hard to define what hardstyle is now. Like for me, it's raw. Like raw it's the main genre that has taken over the hardstyle industry.
Yeah, totally. Probably at some point we are gonna need to make a new name for something other than extra raw. It's gonna be extra raw, and then the extra raw is gonna be the raw style, and then raw style is gonna be what hardstyle used to be. It won't be.
Yeah, but I also think that there's going to be a limit. Like, you can't just go to a certain amount of hardness, you know?
And just like physically, like in the sound, you have
there are always boundaries.
Yeah, at some point the kick is just going to be like a low attack that's like the whole side of the kick, no bass anymore, just full distortion, full resonance. And then after this point, when you can't push it anymore, like physically in the door, at some point the wind is gonna have to turn. But we are not there yet.
No, let's see what the future comes up with. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But I think that at some point it's gonna slow down, because you cannot go like faster and harder. Or maybe we can. I don't know.
I think he's gonna just go as fast, and at some point hit a glass ceiling, and then do a 180, like change into something totally different. Because for it to slow down, you will have to have you'd have to for the public to change what they ask. That's not what happens. Like the public always demand more. Like even with TikTok and shit, they demand more drive, shorter breaks, harder kicks, more kick rolls, more everything. And faster as well, like you need to update something faster, And I don't know how this crowd that's very demanding could at some point be like, oh, you know what, because if you want the scene to go into one direction, it needs to be what's working. And there's no way everybody's like paid amping up and following this speed for the speed to slow down. You will need for first artists to slow down, and then the public to like what did you say? And what do you say when you like to get a prize? Like not congratulate, but like
accomplish.
No, but from the public, they will need to validate basically the artist doing that. You know, like
congratulate.
Oh no, I'm gonna translate. Reward. They will like to reward artists slowing down, and it's just not what's happening.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I don't see how it could organically slow down unless we eat a wall. Yeah.
No. Okay, Orion. I want to actually ask you another question before the last one that I just came up to my mind, and then I will just keep it going.
All right.
It's always going to be almost the last one. No. Which are your favorite?
I just have a book this weekend, so if you can start the first Friday.
Okay, don't worry. I will try to. Which are your favorite songs from yourself? Like the songs, if I don't know, someone would come and ask you, like, okay, please tell me the 3 songs that define So Juice. Which songs would that be?
It's hard because there is a lot now. I probably don't remember anything, and a lot of them are probably unreleased. But I think the easy answer is Doomsday. Doomsday remix, and also, you know, it's also sometimes maybe it's not your favorite, but it's working so well with the public that just like what you associate with the song is like such a good time every time you play it that you really like playing it, but it's not necessarily your favorite one. But yeah, Doomsday, most Cybergore songs in general. But yeah, I guess now it's probably Doomsday.
Okay.
And yeah, probably some unreleased ones, but you guys are...
Okay, please let me know when they are released.
Every month.
Every month, yeah. Every month. Okay. Orion, okay, now I'm going to ask you the last question. And I really love this question. And it's, how would you like to be remembered in the hardstyle scene or the hard scene?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a difficult question. I don't know, because like to be remembered is like kind of once your career ended and I'm only just starting, so
yeah, but I mean you can still think of, okay, when I like my purpose on making music is that I want to live. I don't
know, trying new stuff, having fun, release hard tracks. I don't know, it's very generic. I really like explore, like in general as a concept, like it was pitched to me when I discovered it. You know, people were like, yeah, it's experimental, it's super hard, it's also super fun. You know, like the vibe in the crowd is very unique. You don't have that in any other styles. You know? Everybody's having fun, like laughing, making quick calls, being stupid. You know, it's kind of a spring break type kind of in the crowd. You know, and that's what I like about this genre. You know, like it's it doesn't take itself seriously, but it's also super hard. And at the same time, a lot of people like are hating on it because they say, "Oh, it's too hard. It's not real art style," or yeah, they don't know what to produce. But at the same time, bro, all your favorite artists, they love what we do, and they try to copy our style. So, yeah, that's a tangent. That was not the subject, but yeah, I don't know. What I'm trying to do, my purpose is like just demonstrate what I like in explore when I discovered it. Fun, hard, experimental, and I don't know, something neat. So hearing something unique, breaking boundaries.
Okay, perfect. Orion, thank you very much. I love talking with you. I think it was a great interview. I think that people are gonna love this, and really, I'm really grateful for your time. And I will see you definitely at DEFCON 1.
Aha, okay, nice. Great, yeah, I loved being there. Yeah, it was a really great time indeed. And yeah, see you at DEFCON 1 then.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Really, I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate that you gave me your time.
It was a lot of fun.
Thank you everyone for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and see you on the next episode.
Bye-bye.